Welcome to another episode of Behind the Scenes, the deeper perspective in the industry. My name is A.Bit.of Jacobs, and I must say that March 2020 hit us all with a surprise whereby COVID-19 became a thing of the present and it was here to stay. Many industries were suffering, but one industry that definitely suffered is the entertainment industry. Today on Behind the Scenes, we're joined by two gentlemen that can attest to us that indeed COVID-19 came with its stuff, and yeah, it caused havoc. Joining me today we have Tranquil Events manager Sisipho Sakhe. He will say his surname because his surname is very his surname is otherwise. And then also it's a double duo. It's a what else can I call it? Not triple threat. There's another word for it. Double explosion, that's the word I'm looking for, double explosion. Also joining me is Meerster RGM, Godfrey Ratede. He's here. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you so much for allowing us to have this chat. I believe that a lot of people want to know the behind the scenes of your industry. And yeah, so starting with the older man, the manager. Right? Sure. Yeah, can you please just now introduce yourself to us in depth? Who are you? What are you doing? What are you studying? What are you working as? Yeah.
Yo, like I can't really. I don't know where to start.
I know it's so hard, man, like describing yourself because you end up saying all the good things about yourself.
So basically, my name is Sisipho Sakhe, John. Well, I'm from Coxted, and yeah, I'm studying at UFS. I have a degree, and I'm studying another degree now. So
what degree do you have? Just
BSc,
for vibes.
BSc Genetics and Physiology, and I'm doing another one. You know, now.
Which is?
Which I can't really expose now, but probably when we later on. And then I'm also an events creative at Tranquil Events and an artist manager. And so I found a son. That's basically what we do. Tranquil Events, we do events, promotions for big brands. We've done promotions for Diageo brands, your Tanqueray, for Standard Bank, for Vodacom. I've consulted for Makufe, Hip Hop Mtepe Show. I've consulted for Iverson Tour. And our biggest brand currently is Ultimate Shutdown that happens annually at West Publica. And so basically I could say that, and we host events all over the country.
All right, and then the son that was found. Who is the son?
The son is obviously Ratebo got from Fuking, and then Meerster RGM is a stage name. And then I'm also studying at UFS, doing my third year now, BSc Genetics and Microbiology also.
Sure.
And then what I do is I'm a producer, a DJ, and a composer. So that's what I do. I write songs, compose music, produce songs, and do all those things. Obviously he's my manager. I'm under Tranquil in events as him as my manager and stuff. So that's basically what I do.
All right. So starting off, I think I'll start with you, Godfrey. Growing up, did you ever think that you'll be in this line of work, being a producer and being in the music industry?
I must say that I've always loved music. Like music has always been that thing in me. Though no one in my family is into music. Like music as like making music or whatever, but like my family loves music low key. My dad used to like play, you know, those old school and then my mom used to play like a lot of gospel songs. So obviously listening to music in itself was fascinating. Like this is actually really cool, because I remember the first time I listened to someone from the Free State was Sechaba, but like Moran. And I was like, this is actually, I want to do music too, you know. And from then on, it's been that thing, like learning on how they actually make music, how can I make music, and what should I do to get into the whole music thing. So it has been a journey since then until now.
And then for a person that has a degree, also studying towards another degree in a line of work that is totally irrelevant to the entertainment industry, how did you end up there?
I always get this question there. So it's very simple. I've got entertainment, more, and I've got science, and I've always wanted to be a doctor from a very young age, which is my second degree. I'm studying towards an MBCHP.
So we can call him Dr. Ed.
So yeah, I've always loved medicine. I've always loved anything to do with science, and I've always loved entertainment. So how I actually got into hosting events, it started from grade 8. So we used to host your G2Gs after exams, and that time I never realized that
G2Gs get together.
All right. So MTAT, we used to host in the B&Bs. We used to get into a lot of trouble for that, by the way. And yeah, we used to host them with a couple of my friends every time. So I never knew, but it was something up until I saw, but hey man, no, I can actually start making money out of this because I've always been doing it, but I was just doing it for fun, So that's how I ended up hosting these big events, consulting for these brands, and doing my own outdoor events, basically.
I think now coming to you in terms of you, although you are part of a specific brand which is Tranquil Events, you also have people under you like Gogo. Yeah. What are the major challenges that you have as an individual that people do not see that with interpersonal relationships, like working with people?
Well,
so expose him. Let the people know.
There's actually nothing to expose. How I work in Tranquil Events, it's all about collaboration. So for instance, if I know that you're a fashion star or you're an artist, you come, you bring whatever you want to bring, and then Tina will just give you an opportunity to showcase. So we just give you the ground, we just give you a ground, but run wild. So I don't box people. So that's why I don't have any altercations with anyone I work with. Because when you come in, okay, if you want to be a photographer, okay, sure. What do you bring in the table? If you want to be a photographer, then we have shows. We can take you to other shows. So for instance, with the artist, he tells me, okay, sure, this is what I want to do. This is my vision. We don't have, as Tranquil Events Entertainment, we don't have a vision for someone. You come with your own vision, and then we tailor whatever services that we have for that certain individual. So yeah. Basically.
All right, so Godfrey, you know that a lot of people, like a lot of upcoming artists, say that they never want to have managers because they believe that belonging to a specific media house or to a specific manager, it limits your growth because some managers, they feel like if they expose you too much, they're going to end up losing you to the world because you're going to get more attraction, especially if you're talented. Do you believe that in your instance, this is also the case?
Okay, I feel like
we also want to know that from you.
No.
Is he limiting you?
Okay, it's important to understand over now the relationship between an artist and a manager shouldn't just be business in a way, because my relationship with him is no longer just business wise. As he said, like he's found a son, you know what I mean? It's more like a mentor. He's more like a mentor now, because he's not just involved in my life as a musician or as an artist, but he also guides me academically and all of that, telling me now you have to study. You know what I mean?
Because he has a degree.
You get what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like it's important for an artist to have someone that doesn't just care about how do I put it? Someone that doesn't just focus on the money, you know what I mean? But like you as an individual, so that you can grow in your life, because when they met you and where you are now, you're a completely different person and you continuously growing. So someone who is not just interested in you as a brand, but in you as an individual, as a person, in your growth and all of that is very important, because you will never experience such things that you're talking about, them limiting you, them doing all those things. Like they're just giving you a platform, like what do you want to do, then let's guide you to where you're going to go. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, so I think right now I just want to now let the people know that taking off the brand, taking Tranquil Events out, taking Mr. RGM out now, speaking to Godfrey Sakhe, what is that one thing that you believe that drives you to become the brand that you are?
Yeah. I don't know.
So what is that one thing that makes you wake up each and every single day to say, you know what, I'm going to push towards being a medical doctor. I'm going to push towards being one of the best event companies in the world, for that matter.
Okay, so with let me start with the events side. Tranquil Events, like I always say to people, I don't own Tranquil Events. The public, the audience, the patrons own it. So Tina, we listen to the ground.
So Niaba, we are owners of tranquil events. We are out there. We are shareholders.
So we listen to what's happening in the ground and then bring it to life. So I don't decide on which artist I bring or what experience I bring. I go around looking for experiences to bring to Bloemfontein. So I think that drives me, because now I just want students to experience your big festivals at a small scale and at a cheaper price. So that's actually what actually drives me to actually pull off these being experimentalist in Landoga and in the events industry. And the professional side, I believe the body is a chemical titration. The chemical titration is like you're mixing. So it's like a chemical equation. So when you're sick, you need to take medication so that the body is balanced, And so when you're cold, you wear a jacket. So that intrigues me about the human body. It's like it's not an equilibrium equation. It's constantly moving from left to right. So I actually wanted to learn more about that. Okay, how does it actually work? Why do we have to take vitamins? Why do we have to eat? Why do we have to, and actually grow that? So I think, that's what actually drives me.
I think not all of us have actually thought about that. Actually, why do we have to eat? Why do we have to drink water? And then the people that actually go to study to know that. It's very intriguing. Yeah. So now coming to you, Godfrey, what is that one thing, let me say, what is your source of strength and what keeps you grounded that you can be able to perform at your optimal best in everything, in academics, being in social life, etc.?
I feel like it's very simple for me. It's God, you know what I mean? And it sounds as if it's a cliche or whatever, but like it's legit God. Because every single day of my life, I'm growing more and more into loving Him and into knowing Him. And I feel like by knowing Him, I then draw out my identity from Him. And in terms of what I should do and what I shouldn't do, my purpose in life, like finding out what I'm here for, So every single thing that I do then now has to reflect Him in it. So that's what basically drives me or makes me want to wake up every morning to just push to being a better person in Him, not a better person from how people see me. You know what I mean? I feel like that's one thing that's driving me and that's giving me the strength to actually push forward. Yeah.
So getting a little bit controversial now, Godfrey. I can sense that you have a great source of spirituality, right? You're very spiritual, right? How do you find the balance of being this spiritual Godfrey that is very grounded in his beliefs and in his faith in terms of Christianity, and then you can also literally make the crowd go crazy at 2 a.m. in Sakhe? Because I think, truly speaking, I don't want to lie to you, it's a question that we all ask ourselves in this journey of becoming, because we want to find ourselves in Christ and also want to find ourselves in the world, right? That how do you now have these two coexist and act like nothing ever happened?
As I'm saying, it's every single day is a chance to know yourself and to grow. And you, in the beginning of the interview, you spoke about how COVID-19 and everything kind of took a strain on the entertainment industry, but it also gave some of us a chance to reflect and to realize our true purpose in the entertainment industry, And then for myself, it gave me that chance to ask myself what role am I supposed to play if I've found my identity in Christ? What's now my role as an entertainer or as a musician? Do I still continue with the way I used to, be, or do I now find a new purpose and all of that? So it now then became the idea of, as you said, like being in Christ and still finding your purpose in the world, because it says we should be in the world but not part of the world. So how do you influence the world to be closer to him, because that's, you know, one of the primary purposes of someone who's now found himself here. So it's that thing. Because I even spoke to Sakhe, and we still finding a way on how we can go through, how we can maneuver our way through that. But still, the love of music is still there. The purpose now is, what does the music now do? You know, what's the message we're putting out with the music? You know what I mean? And what kind of shows are we now going to be doing? Me as Meerster, RGM, you know what I mean? Am I still gonna continue with the shows that I still did, or you know what I mean? All of that, and it's growth, as you said. Like, it's becoming. It's a process. Like, we still, you know, maneuvering with God's guidance. Yeah.
I don't want to lie to you, I'm very much excited to see how this journey is going to unfold. Because I'm very big on journey. Because I believe that each and every single step leads to another one. And then another one, you have to use the wisdom that you got from the previous step to get to where you're supposed to be. So now, Mr. Manager, I want to know that with all the people that you have worked with, do you believe that you can work with anyone in terms of with any genre of music, also manage? For example, you can work with a gospel artist and do full gospel shows, and also from a gospel show do champagne Sundays. I also want to deal with that. So, like, do you want to do that? Like, can you do that as a company?
Basically, we're not really big on talents management. So probably we take like one talent in 3 years, in a space of 3 years. But I would actually take a gospel artist, because, you know, we're just pushing the person out, and we're helping the person to be received in many different areas. So I wouldn't mind. I could move from a club to a church.
It has nothing to.
That's a thing. That's a thing. I'm not driven by money. I'm just driven by talent. So that's the thing.
I'm driven by man. I'm joking.
That's the thing. Like, money should come as a cherry on top. Especially when you're starting out. Because you won't get money now. Even if you want to get money now, you won't get it now. So, but if you push your talent as Landuga, if you can push and push and push up until you get to a certain point, then your brand name will talk for themselves. Then that's when the booking will start rolling in. Like you just said now, we spoke about this, but you know, how are we gonna actually do this now? Because he wants to do music in a different way. Not necessarily we can do house, but now that house music must have a certain message. You understand? So, and I'm pretty sure now when he sent that text, like, he's probably gonna say, I know future, sharp, move on. I was like, no, let's do it. And I don't mind, because I'm not here because I want him as a brand. Because one thing you mentioned at the beginning is that why people don't want managers when they're starting up. You know, people want to be managers because they see their talent. Go Godfrey, okay, Godfrey, it's probably gonna blow up in 5 years' time. So when Godfrey blows up, I'll be there next to Godfrey, eating money, with Godfrey. You understand? So I don't mind if I do get Godfrey to a certain stage, and then Godfrey feels like, okay, I'm actually fine now, I want to move. You know, because for instance, we know after 5 years, 6 years, I'll have a talents manager that's actually going to take over, and I won't be there.
It's always been the plan.
So it's always been the plan. But you know, at a certain time, you will have to move, and even if you move, you're going to have to mentor other talents. Understand? So the money comes out. The money will come. The money will come. We've lost so much money in the industry. So
I want us to I think to also dwell deep on that money issue, right? Especially with you, as part of the people that are in the background. Godfrey can also attest to this that you get an event that emails you that, can you please, Lovoyo Jacobs, please be an MC for one of our events? Godfrey, please be our DJ. But because we are in Bloemfontein and we're still upcoming, please do it for free and we'll give you exposure. Can I tell you something? In Bloemfontein, we've been eating exposure, we are even full. There's nowhere where we get money. It's always exposure. I want to know that from you. Do you think that we are where we are supposed to be? Because I believe that the entertainment industry in the Free State at large, It has been ongoing, but it looks like there's no progress. I might be mistaken. Do you think that there's progress, that actually people are starting to be paid? Because I think 2 years ago, you're not being paid. And then sometime, I wanted to book you. Then you're like, no, speak to my manager. When I speak to the manager was like, no. So I want to know that, do you think that we are where we're supposed to be in terms of the entertainment industry in the Free State?
No. We're still on level 2.
What is our biggest downfall?
The biggest downfall in Bloemfontein is that people from here, man, there's no collaboration Bloom. There's no collaboration Bloom. That's why you find people from Jozi coming here hosting big parties and then leaving. You understand? So it's like investors that are overseas coming to South Africa, invest in a company, take the whole chunk of the money, leave with it. So that's the same thing that happens in Bloom. Because in Bloom we have so many gatekeepers, but they don't understand that it's like I mentioned at the beginning, that I know after 5 years I won't be relevant, so I must move. So now we have people that have money, but they're not relevant. Understand? And the experience, the experience that they actually bringing Landoga to the city, no one wants it anymore. So that's why people actually go party, go Jozi, welcome somewhere else. An example I can tell you now, Makufe is running because of one event, which is hip hop and tape. Other events are not actually doing as great because the people hosting them, the people organizing them, they're not relevant. They don't understand what's happening in the ground now. People want experiences. When we go to clubs, we know what happens in clubs. We know what happens in house chillers, But now, it's how you host. It's how you bring people together. So in Bloom, we're level 2. We're level 2, level 1.
Yeah.
I could say.
There's still a long way to go.
There's still a long way to go. So that's actually why, with Ultimate Shutdown, what we're doing now is we're doing an experience. We wanted to have a pool party, wanted to have a game with like a game center, have a stores, like free fierce vibes, free fierce, something like free fierce vibes. To actually bring people together, not only for alcohol, not only for music, but to interact with other people.
I'm now coming to the issue of the Ultimate Shutdown now, and also getting to COVID-19. And before we do that, let me just say that keep on, and remember that you need to wear your masks, keep on sanitizing, and let me quickly sanitize, please sanitize, keep on adhering to the lockdown restrictions. COVID-19 is still a thing, and it's still very much impacting our lives, right? So coming to the Ultimate Shutdown for this year, the beginning of this year, there was an absolute vibe. I must attest, the marketing was something else. Everywhere where you go, there are promoters. Everywhere you go, there's someone advertising that Ultimate Shutdown is happening. It's happening. There's Publica. And then, bam! A few weeks before, COVID-19 hit us. That Tranquility Events, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I want to know that how did you as your team take that now? Okay, so this might not even happen. Like how was that whole experience now, having to adjust that actually we just lost a lot of thousands?
Yeah, we're still recovering from that actually, because we had already booked artists, we had a fully paid artist to come perform.
Sure.
And then
so vocalistic they were rich.
So when you book artists, you don't get refund, so you must just host again. So yeah, we're not happy with that, man. COVID, it did us dirty. It did us dirty because we wasted so much money on marketing. We wasted so much money on marketing, artists, booking stuff, paying for liquor license, all other stuff, those minor bookings. So we lost a lot of money, but yeah, it's life, man. It's life. We'll recover. We're only gonna host the Ultimate Shutdown next year, so we can't host it this year now. We don't know because it's an experience. Yeah. It's an experience.
I was about to say that you're very big on experience. I've heard from you. Even your Instagram bio is experience. So he's very big on experience. So now I'm coming to you, Godfrey. Now COVID-19, right? A lot of people have cried to us now that you lost a lot of money. But I believe that for most of us, COVID-19 was a good time for us, especially during the lockdown, to draw ourselves back to ourselves, right? To go back and restructure. And you just mentioned like you redirected your journey and your process of becoming, right? What do you believe is that also that one thing that you believe that COVID-19 taught you?
Okay, I feel like COVID-19 taught me that it took me back to like how uncertain life is, how like we must value things that money cannot buy, like the time you spend with people, how your relationship with God is, like how close are you with your loved ones? Because I didn't enjoy going home, like for since first year. I never really enjoyed. Yeah, you know what I mean.
you always used to be the last ones to me. Yeah.
So it wasn't that thing, but like actually spending time at home and being close with my mom, you know, because like we actually started having deep conversations, me and her talking. Like we used to talk, but like now during the whole COVID-19 period, like 3 months or something, we spoke and we you know what I mean? She told me how
you stopped talking, you started speaking.
Yeah, like it was now on a, you know, on a very deeper level, and my relationship with her got even more closer, regardless of what has been happening in our personal lives and all of that. So I really appreciate that about COVID-19. It took everything out, it silenced everything out, the noise out, and then it made me now get closer to people that really matter to me, and even God himself, like getting to know him more on a deeper level, because like it was just my relationship with him was just on a surface level. This God, blah blah blah, you know what I mean, and I still go on about my life. But now it gave me that source of like the time, the opportunity to build such relationships and spend more time with my loved ones.
That's very powerful. So to wrap everything up, man, because this is the first time on Behind the Scenes we have such a setup whereby we have two people that are, like actually know each other and they claim to be close, which means they know each other. I'm gonna play a quick game, right? So basically, there's this whole TikTok thing that happens, that who is more, whatever, who is more. So we're gonna play that game whereby both of you are gonna close your eyes, right? And then I'll say, for example, who is funnier, right? And then you will point each other to see actually how they trust each other, right? All right. So quick trial run. Close your eyes quickly. Who is louder?
Okay.
Close your eyes. Okay. Who is more lazier? Manager is exposing. Okay. Who is more of a drunkard? It's gotta be yeah, because busy at drinking Tanqueray.
Any lifestyle.
And then, who is in a relationship? Who is wealthier?
What the fuck?
Alright, we see where the markets are. We see where the markets are. And then he says, I'm not driven by money. I'm driven by talent.
Money doesn't make you happy.
Alright, so now closing everything off, starting with you, Mr. Wealthier.
You have to be wealthy to or otherwise you're gonna be
Yeah.
The next pandemic is gonna hit soon.
So you have to be stocked up for the next pandemic. So future prospects, what can you look forward to in terms of Tranquil events?
More fun, more experience, more camping, more experience. More experience.
Recently on your social media, you posted a very, very, very nice thing from, I don't know who those people are, but this person takes a bag and then they go downstairs and then they go on this beautiful experience whereby they go to different places, go to some wine tasting, go to what we're tasting. Tranquil events, as the people of South Africa, we plead with you, can have something like that. Don't worry, we have licenses, we have cars.
You have cars.
So just give us itinerary.
No, but the thing is with that, we'd actually have to hire drivers because I can't.
That's what I was saying.
I can't mix alcohol.
Was driving.
Yeah. I don't promote.
I remember I showed a friend of mine the station. I'm just like, okay, this is very nice, but all of these people, who's driving their cars? Because every stop they go, they drink something. Every stop they go, they drink something. So that's very much clever, right? And then coming to you, Mr. Godfrey Ratene. what is the future looking like in terms of the brand Mr. RGM?
Like more music. We actually busy putting together an EP, which is quite a process because there are songs, but you know what I mean. Because as much as it's more like a short type of version of an album, it still has to have meaning or like you know what I mean, in a direction. So we're busy putting it up together, and also. Yeah, that's what we're doing. And Meerster group also, as we're trying to put like the music now out via our own label, like being fully independent now. So we're busy structuring it up and putting all the relevant stuff in place. And then, yeah, that's basically it. Like music, more music.
All right, so the last question that I always ask guests on the show is that, God forbid you were to pass on today. What is that one thing that you want to be remembered for as not a brand, but as Godfrey Latin?
If I were to pass on today, like if I were to die,
like dead 6 feet under.
Honestly, I'd want to be remembered as. It's gonna sound very deep, but I want to be remembered as someone who made a lot of mistakes, like an ultimate sinner, like of sinners, you know what I mean? But in the end, I feel like through God's grace, He chose me and picked me and decided to Himself to clean me up without me deserving of any form of His grace, love, or whatever, you know what I mean? And all I had to do was obey. Even if I made mistakes while obeying, but like you know what I mean? Because no one is perfect. Yeah, that's it.
And now coming to you. Let's end it on a very deep note.
Not deep note. Yeah, leaving a mark, man. Leaving a mark on people's life. What have I changed? What have I made? How did I make people happy? How did I make them feel better about themselves? You know, it's always about that. You know, because remember, people don't forget how you made them feel.
Yes, definitely.
You know, they never forget how you made them feel. So yeah, for that.
And then if people want to know what's going on with Chocolate Events, if they want to be part of the brand, where can we catch you?
Don't come to my socials, man. Just I'm joking. Chocolate Events _ EST14 Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. And then
Yes,
RGM, I'm sure on all social media platforms.
Yeah, definitely. It's Meerster RGM on all social media platforms. Sometimes on, sometimes off. Depending.
Yeah, depending.
Yeah, they must pay. You must, when you want a code, you must pay.
Sure. I was surprised receiving a quotation. Back home.
Yeah, no, we actually,
here now.
Yeah, we did big events, Mahala. We did a lot of big events in Bloom.
Kind of exposure.
Yeah.
Like exposure piece. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. I wish you nothing but love and light. I believe that this is only the beginning. Definitely the best is yet to come. Keep being grounded in your source of strength, and in your background, keep on brewing. In behind the scenes, keep on brewing what makes you. And I believe that in each and everything that we do, we should always remember that the power is not our own, and we are here to serve the people in any industry that we are in. And people are depending on you to have an experience and to actually learn something from the gift that you give. And that is how we wrap up another episode of Behind the Scenes. Thank you so much for tuning in. And before we close, if you want to be part of the Black Couch, drop an email at hkcmedia@gmail.com. Alternatively, motivationbeyondwords@gmail.com. And you might find yourself there whereby we drill deep behind the scenes of you as a personality. Alternatively, also follow us on all of our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, K2KC Media, Motivation Beyond Words. And with that being said, love light, and let love live. Remember that before you die,
You must live.
I know that you know it. Thank you so much.